What's up, Visionaries? It's Cuff with the Vision Lab Podcast. We are tremendously excited for the fourth annual Vision Lab Podcast Golf Classic at the Golf Club of Dallas, presented by fmtrades.com. If you haven't already gotten your tickets, what are you waiting for? We're less than 2 weeks away. We're inside of 2 weeks. It's going to be absolutely amazing. We got a ton of sponsors, a ton of vendors, and obviously you're going to have to bring your best golf game out there. Be sure to register for tickets online at thevisionlabgolf.eventbrite.com. Now, y'all check out this next episode. We're super excited about it. What up, Mosif?
What's happening, man?
Hey, man, you know what? It's been a minute, bro, since we've been on the road.
You're right. It is true. It has been a little minute.
And even longer since we've been to the south side of town.
I made the long drive today.
Yeah, you did. How was Oklahoma, by the way?
Whatever.
Man, I'm excited. This journey, this particular guest that we have on the show, we've actually known, I guess, by proxy.
That's a good word.
Over the last three and a half years. We're going to get into more of who she is and what she's doing and everything else. But, man, it just goes to show, like, how far we've come and the circle that we've been able to, like, fully come around to. So I'm tremendously excited about it. Welcome back to the Vision Lab Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Cuffey, alongside with my co-host, Mr. Ryan Mosley. The Vision Lab is the official growth mindset podcast for all visionaries worldwide. And we got to show a lot of love to the cigar community. It's here in the lab where we uncover people's visions and dreams and how those dreams actually come into reality. I'm very excited about this one, Mo. Who we got on the show today?
Cuff, today's guest is a DFW native, born and raised, as you say. She is the owner of this beautiful location where we actually filming this episode, Smoking Jackets Cigar Lounge, here at 1435 Highway 67, Suite 100 in Cedar Hill, Texas. Please welcome the wonderful Roz Stafford-Grady to the Vision Lab Podcast.
Hey.
Thank you, guys. Thank y'all for having me. I appreciate it.
Blessings on blessings, and good morning. How are you, lovely?
I am blessed.
Amen.
I'm blessed. How are
Amen.
you?
Can't complain. It wasn't doing any good anyway, but, can't complain.
Look, nobody cared. The other one listen,
that's
so
right.
It's all good.
That's right. Man, it's been a minute.
I know.
I mean, we're talking days of DFWCA, that we've probably the last time we really interacted.
And that wasn't that before COVID?
That was before COVID. Yeah, for sure.
How the world has changed.
Oh, everything has changed.
Yeah.
It changed the game.
A lot's going on. We certainly want to get into who you are, how you got to be here, and all that fun jazz. But I love that you're rocking the purple. And before we got started, we had to go ahead and give her the bless her with the Omega Sci-Fi Poker. Shout out to the bros, root. But so let's just kind of get into it. Raj, I love the fact, a couple months ago it was Women's Appreciation Month, right? The month of March. At the time of this recording, we're not too far off from that. But what does it mean to be a black female business owner in the cigar community?
It's a blessing because I'm in a man's world. And getting started, I didn't get the love that I thought I would have received.
Really?
Because first of all, I'm a black female and I'm in a man's game, right? So they figure as a woman, you don't know anything about cigars. You don't know the business. I surprised them because I started, my very first cigar was 2009. Well, no, actually 7. And my brother-in-law turned me on to a cigar. My very first cigar I ever smoked was a waif by Acid. And we were at we were in the pool one night. He says, Roz, I got something for you because I don't smoke, I don't drink. And he was like, Roz, I want you to try something. I tried that cigar, and I'm serious, it changed my life. It was like, damn, I'm a boss.
No, like
I'm
for
in the
real.
mood,
Yeah.
I'm smoking. I'm like, shit, I'm a boss. And I just liked it because at the time, I was a barber. My sister and I owned salons for over 20 years.
Okay.
So that's what I was doing. And my brother-in-law opened up a cigar lounge in in Waxahachie.
Okay.
It was Bonnie and Clyde's. So I was going there, and I was like, man, this cigar game, I'm liking it. So him and my sister decided that they were going to open up their seafood restaurant, and he was going to close the lounge. And I said, I'll buy you out.
Oh, wow.
I said, I'll buy it. So that's what I did. I didn't know anything about cigars. I had no idea. I started getting the Cigar Aficionado, and he gave me a list of his main customers, and he told me everything that they smoke. So I started learning what they smoke, put their names with what they smoke. So when they came in, I started knowing, hey, you Jeff, okay, you like this, you like that. So the customers taught me cigars, and they didn't even know it, because I sat and I listened. But I was reading the different magazines, and when I first started, I was on flavors. I didn't know shit about mild, medium, full. It was just flavors. But as I got into the game, I learned, I started trying different cigars every day, and I do that here now. Yeah. My staff challenges me. I smoke a different cigar every day. So some days I'm high as hell, but I've been high as hell. And now they got me drinking. I don't even really drink. So it's like, Roz, you want to drink, maybe some bourbon or whiskey, and that might be the same thing. Hell, I don't know. But so I'm drinking a little bit. I'm learning the game, but I love what I do, and it's amazing because it's so many people that come and ask me, how did you get started?
Yeah.
What made you do this? I have to give it up to my brother-in-law. David got me into this. He really, truly did. But out of all the businesses I've ever owned or done, this has been the best, most rewarding. I met more people. I made more money. I met my husband here. So it was all God,
Hey, Mr. DJ.
That's it. I married the damn DJ.
Yeah.
He came to work to DJ, and hell, I fell in love. What the hell?
So, listen, there's a lot to unpack, and the Vision Lab podcast really serves as a platform for a couple different things, right? Like, we want to highlight business owners that are doing amazing things. We want to highlight entrepreneurs that are doing amazing things, people that you can actually rub elbows with,
right?
While you're in the grocery store, what have you. I'm curious. So you've been a business owner previous to this, right? So you're not new to the game from that perspective, but what gave you the gumption, the gall, the fervor to jump into a completely different, the audacity to completely jump into a different industry? Because
I fell in love with it.
Okay.
Once I started smoking, it's like you become one with the cigar. Yeah. It's all your problems and all your troubles that just go up and smoke because you forget about whatever you're going through. And everybody smoked for a different reason. We all have smoked with a purpose. Your purpose may be different from my purpose, So I got into it because I honestly fell in love with smoking cigars. It was crazy.
Now, I'm also curious from a barber and beautician perhaps, right? And hopefully I'm not crossing lines. No. But how quick did you just decide, like, hey, I'm putting the hot comb and the clippers down into
I want to do this.
I want to do this.
Well,
like, how quick was that transition?
I've been cutting hair for 20 years. And as a barber, all my clients were men. So I was always in a man's game. You know what I mean? Every business I've ever done was always geared toward men. So from being a barber, then I opened up a spa for men. And when we closed, I just wanted to do something different. And when I found the cigars, it was like, you know what? I'm tired of standing behind a chair. Okay. I want to sit down and smoke. I don't want to stand and cut hair all day because I'm standing up in 3-inch heels trying to cut.
Yeah.
Hell, I'm 55. You can't keep doing that. You get old real fast. So I just wanted to do, it was a smooth transition. I mean, my customers understood where I was going with it, what I was trying to do. They supported me, and they still support me. So I'm in it, and I wouldn't dare go back to cutting hair. I mean, it was a beautiful thing. I miss the customers, but I just love what I'm doing.
You actually kind of answered my next question. Do you have this little tinge of wanting to open up just a little pocket where you can put a little barber chair?
Yeah, people ask me that all the time. I was like, I'm done. I only cut me. That's it. I don't.
What about me?
Anybody.
I may need to get. I had to let it go, man. Hey, this is a sore subject. Y'all leave me alone.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's all good. You know, coming from the world of hair and cutting hair, beautician, that type of thing. I guess is that cosmetology?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, you got cosmetology is doing women's hair. Barbering is new.
Okay. So
it's
coming from barbering, how much skills or what type of skills transferred from one industry to the other?
being a people person. The only difference is I'm not cutting hair, I'm selling cigars. I'm not educating you on how to take care of your hair, I'm educating you on smoking cigars. You know what I mean? So it's just a smooth transition. It's all about customer service and being a people person and learning what your customers like. Because no matter how good you think you are, your customers are going to be the ones that's teaching you how to do this business, whether it's cutting hair, whether it's cooking food, whether it's selling cigars. Your customers is that's your main source of everything, and that's how you survive, because they're teaching you.
Yeah.
You've got the ability to read people, and I'm wondering, as I'm listening to you talk, and we're really getting to know each other, I'm wondering about the first time somebody, you know, for lack of a better word, tried you in the sense of like thinking like, oh, she's a woman, she doesn't know what she's doing. How was that experience?
Oh, I get that all the time. So,
oh wow,
oh my God, yeah, I get people come in here, and I don't walk around and say I own it, because it doesn't matter that I own it. I'm here to serve you. I get guys come in, they go in the humidor, and I'm always going to ask you, I always say, welcome to Smoking Jacket. Are you smoking with us? What do you normally like to smoke? I get guys going to humidor, oh, I know what I need. Like, basically, they're not telling me I don't know what I'm doing, but the conversation, the way they look at you, you know, I don't need your help. I got
Kind
this.
of a condescending
Yeah, it's kind of like a
demeanor or
condescending
tone.
what could she help me out with?
Yeah, like, you really don't know. And it's what's funny, and I just stand there, and about a minute later, can you help me? Do you have this cigar? Do you have that cigar? And I'm thinking, I knew your ass was gonna need me for something. You know, I knew you was gonna need me, so I was just waiting. And I'm used to that, you know, because like I was saying, when I first started, I had other cigar lounge owners that were men that told some of the vendors if they did business with me, they would stop doing business with them.
What?
Wow.
Oh God, I got it.
Okay, we're gonna have to get into that.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, you know, we keep it you know, above board.
Right.
So we're not trying to call nobody out.
Oh, and I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked, especially on the South Side where it's predominantly us. You know what I mean? People of color.
But
And
a lot
everybody
of
can
them-
eat.
Right, but a lot of them were not my color, you know. So it
I already
was
know
like,
who you're talking about then.
yeah, so I was in a game. I'm in their game, and being a woman coming into this industry, you don't know nothing. So they were sending feds in on me. They sent the health department in on me. They would come in and say, "Oh, I only smoke Cubans. You smoke Cubans? Do you sell Cubans?" First of all, we all know you cannot sell Cubans here. It's illegal. So when you come in here with that, I already know somebody sent you in here to say that.
Red
you know,
flag already.
It's a red flag. So hell no, I don't smoke. I smoke them, but I don't sell them. So if you brought it in here, you can smoke it, but I can't sell it. You can give it to me. I can give you one, but I can't sell you one, and I won't take money for it. You know what I mean? So all kinds of things. People were they were trying me in every aspect, because when I opened, I have a mobile cigar lounge. So my bus, it seats 11 people. You rent it out, we come and get you, take you wherever you want to go. You can smoke cigars on the bus, you can drink on the bus. You smoke, you drink, we drive. So that was a big thing for the guys. They were thinking, how did she come up with this idea?
Yeah.
Who was she to come into our industry doing something that we hadn't even thought about?
And
Nerve of
let's-
you to try to do something great.
Let's put this into perspective. Circa year, what year are we talking about?
2016 is when I
Okay.
opened.
So this isn't like, 20 years ago.
No.
We're talking
7 years.
Yeah.
7
So
years.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but keep
No,
going.
that's okay. That's okay. But that was the things that I went through, and I was cool with that, because they would come in. Some of them wouldn't even tell me who they were. But I'm not crazy. A lot of other people would say, "Oh, he owned this or she owned that," and it's okay, because the thing about this industry, it's enough money for everybody. People are gonna go where they feel comfortable, and people have the right to spend their money wherever the hell they want to. I can't make you be a Smoking Jacket customer. I appreciate and I'm grateful for everyone that come in my doors, but I'm not mad if you go somewhere else. That's business. You got people that go. Some want Kentucky, some want churches. someone,
Somebody bought Popeyes.
Exactly. So it's enough room for everybody to grow. So today you may feel like, I want to be in a quiet atmosphere. Okay, well, you go to this lounge. Well, on Fridays and Saturdays, I usually have a band or a DJ. So if you want to get turned up and smoke, well, Smoking Jacket may be the place for you. If you're not wanting that, maybe that's not the day for you. Maybe a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is your day. So I learned that I can't get everybody, but I'm appreciative to everyone that walk in my door.
That's super interesting. And for those that are watching, our visionaries is what we call them, right? And by the way, if you're liking the content thus far, go ahead and smash that like and subscribe button on YouTube and share it with a friend if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or any podcast platform. What I hear a lot of is, serving, right? We know that exists right out the gate. But I'm also hearing, as an owner and as a black female owner, you got to check your ego at the door, And I'm wondering, how is that in relation to where you are on a personal level, like you as Roz as a person, as an individual, like for those that may be interested in opening up their own lounge or jumping into the service industry, talk to us about how important it is to check your ego at the door.
Checking your ego at the door. The main thing I tell anybody, when you're trying to get in this industry, if you think you're going to be a millionaire overnight, don't think that. It's not going to happen. You have to believe in yourself, because I believed in myself regardless if anybody believed in what I was doing or not. The main thing I tell everybody, credit. Your credit is everything. Get your credit together. Some people think
financial credit?
Financial credit. Because you're dealing with tobacco and you're dealing with alcohol. Banks don't like to fund those businesses. We're high risk. So my thing, how I started my business, was I financed myself. Wow. I worked on my credit. I got my credit A1, and I said, I'm A1 credit. So I had credit cards that I had never used, but my credit was great. So I said, well, the smart thing to do if I'm going to open up a cigar lounge is, go to the bank. My credit is A1. Well, I went to the bank. The bank looked at my credit, and they were like, I'll never forget it. This was on a Thursday. The lady pulled my credit. She says, Miss Stafford, your credit is A1, whatever you want. Cool. So I came in, I signed my lease. I'm working in here, and I'm waiting on Monday to come and do the paperwork. So Monday comes around, and she calls me, and she says, Miss Stafford, I have some bad news. I says, what do you mean, bad news? She says, well, they're going to decline your application, your loan. And I said, wow, you told me on Thursday my credit was A1. She said, it wasn't me, it's underwriting, because you are dealing with tobacco and you're going to be a BYOB business, and they look at it as a new startup business, so you're high risk. And the bank says, come back in 6 months. Hell, I don't need you in 6 months, I need you now. Right, yeah. So basically what I did, you remember the movie I'm Gonna Get You Sucker? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Robert Townsend, he took all his credit cards and financed that movie. Yeah. I did the same thing here.
Shout out to you.
Every credit card I had.
Oh, we're about to go deep right here.
Yeah. I took every credit card I had, and I started my business. I paid cash for my bus. I paid cash for everything. So I said, if this don't work, I got this. So I don't need the bank, because the bank didn't want to deal with me. So
how scary was that moment?
Well, let me tell you. When she told me that was that Monday. I came in here and I had people working and building out the store. And I didn't have any furniture. I had a chair downstairs. So I sat in that chair, and I sat there and I was like, Lord, what have I done? What have I done? And you know what was funny? I was sitting there, and God spoke to me, and God said, you want other people to believe in you, believe in yourself. Ooh. So with that being said, I went home, I got every damn card I could find, and I put cigars on here, furniture on this one. I did everything I needed to do, and I'm still here today. That's God.
Amen.
It was God. And I will always say that. And people say, who's your business partner? God is my business partner.
Right.
Come on now.
The ultimate lender.
What? Unlimitedly. You get whatever you want. So I truly believe in that. And I tell people, get your credit in order, because a lot of the vendors, they're going to check your credit before they do a net 30. A net 30 is you buy, they send you the cigars in 30 days, you pay them. So I was good on that aspect. But sometimes when you're new, they still want to get a rapport with you to find
Yep.
out, are you trustworthy
Yep.
or whatever.
Do you pay?
Yeah, on time. What the hell? You're gonna fly by
Is
night.
she open the day she actually says she's open?
Yeah, are you really gonna do what you said you're gonna do? So, yeah, I finance myself, guys, and I tell people that is so important. It doesn't matter what other people think. No matter what other people say, you got to believe in yourself. It doesn't matter what you're opening up. Do you? I'm like Nike. Shit, I just do it.
All right,
Come
so
on, man.
I want to,
Speak my language.
That's it.
I want to
just
get
do it.
real. I want to get real because that's a great answer, and that's the truth. That's what happened. We get that, but we like to get raw. Okay, so you're sitting downstairs in the chair. You go home. I want this credit card, blah 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 blah. You don't put all this on your cards. Max them out, I'm assuming.
Max them out.
What is that moment like? What do you feel like? Like, I know believing in yourself, that sounds great.
No, the thing of it is like,
I mean, there's got to be like, oh shit, this motherfucker's got to hit.
this shit is real.
Yeah.
That's what I said. It's a sink or swim. Everything I got is right here. This shit has to work. There is no, people say plan A, plan B. There was no plan B.
This
was
is
no
the plan.
C. A is it.
Yep.
It has to work, and I just trusted the Lord, y'all. I can't change that. I can't stress it enough. It was straight God. God was bringing the right people at the right time to do the right thing, if that makes sense. Customers were coming in. I built a staff here. I came in by myself. Ain't know nobody.
And let me put this into perspective too. So, the Vision Lab podcast is super close with Blowing Smoke Cigar Lounge and EB, Jacoby, and everybody out there. Shout out to them, right? But back then there was no Blowing Smoke. It was a different cigar lounge, right? So I'm imagining, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, like
I was the only one over here.
you're the only one.
First African American woman to open up in Dallas, Fort Worth.
Right. So not only did you go 10 toes down, max out the credit cards, and again, visionaries, we're not telling you should do this.
Yeah.
We're just saying this is what you
I had to do.
Yeah,
That's what I
for
had
sure.
to do. Right.
Now you're by yourself, and at this time, 2016, 2017, it's really starting to gain steam
Right.
and popularity with female cigar smokers. Now we're getting female cigar lounge
Right.
owners, right?
Right.
So like, there's not somebody there to tell you do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that, that type of thing. So you're all in.
Right.
Mo loves to talk about being 10 toes down, right? You're all in, maxed out all these credit cards. You ain't got nothing but faith.
Standing on it.
And that's it.
That's it. I'm serious. That's all I had.
I just want to paint
and
that
you had
picture.
bills to pay.
Yeah.
Because you got to pay all those damn credit cards.
Oh,
back
and then
too.
you got your normal house bills too.
You got shit at home. Now you got all these credit cards that I wasn't paying because I wasn't using them. So now I got rent. I got home stuff. I got all kinds of shit. So it's like, okay, did I make the right move? But if I didn't make that move, where would I be?
Yeah.
So it's like I had to trust my instinct. I had to trust myself. And I had to depend on myself and God. That's it. And then I was trusting that every night that somebody would come in here and buy cigars. So my Friday nights, when I first started, Fridays was always my busiest night. Every Friday before I come out, I come through my office door. I pray every Friday. No matter what I'm going through, I'm praying that I have a great night. I pray to God to bless all the people that come in. And I've been here 7 years. I'm going to knock on wood. I have no incidents, nobody getting out of line, acting a fool. It's just been a blessing, grown folks.
Grown and sexy.
Exactly. So I've been truly blessed with that. And like you said, when I started, I was the only one in this area. And then other black-owned cigar lounges started opening up. And that's a beautiful thing because that wasn't really heard of here. It just wasn't really heard of here. And now to get that support, and you have other lounges opening. And the unfortunate part about that is people think, and it's not the owners, it's customers that will go back over here or go over there and say this or say that. You know what I mean? And they try to make it a problem between cigar lounge owners, and that's not cool. Even though we're in the same business, you can say it's competition, but at the same time, we all sell different products.
Yeah, they understand what everybody's going through, what each other is going through.
We understand what each other. Well, hell yeah, I understand what they're going through. They understand what I'm going through. And at the end of the day, it's business. And I'm in business to make money. I don't worry about what the next lounge is doing. I got to stay focused on Smoking Jacket. I want to see all of us win because, again, it's enough money out here for everybody. Because especially in the southern sector, you have certain nights. Certain nights, blowing smoke is the best night. For Tuesday nights are amazing for her, and that's a great thing. Thursday nights, it may be at another lounge. My lounge, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is great for me. So people go where they want to go. And we have some of the same customers. They go there, they go different other lounges. And that's a beautiful thing. Again, people spend their money where they want to spend it. And you can't get mad about that. No. And customers sometimes try to make that shit more than what it is. And it's not. And I think one of the best meetings I ever had was Tim over at D&B. He did a meeting for all black-owned cigar lounge owners, and I thought that was amazing to do that, for us all to come together and talk about, what can I do to help you? What can I do to help you? What are your strong points? What are you strong at? What are you weak at? What is it that we can do as a whole? How can we go in together and buy cigars together? What can we go and do and help each other? That was a hell of a meeting. That was a very productive meeting because a lot of us really didn't even know each other at the time. We heard of each other, but when
Is this all only on the southern sector or all the DFW Metroplex?
That was basically just basically the black-owned lounges because at that time,
southern sector?
No, just in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
So the whole Metroplex.
Yeah, so it was basically myself. It wasn't Blowing Smoke at the time. It was
previous owners.
It was another name before it was.
Yeah. I can't remember. I can't remember the name either. But I know
maybe it might have been Blowing Smoke at the time. And then you had Attache. You had
Kunoma.
Astute.
Was Kunoma there?
Yeah.
And
so
BP and all them.
Yeah, BP couldn't make it. He couldn't make it that day. He was invited that day, but he didn't. He couldn't make it. So we're just trying to get together with black-owned lounges because a lot of us, we're not CI. We're not Cigar Warehouse. We don't order like they order. We don't get the discounts that they get. So if we order together,
we have the same buying power.
That's all Tim was trying to do, And I thought it was a very productive meeting. It didn't go after the meeting. Everybody kind of went on and did their thing. But it's like Tim and I are still very close, and I love that man because he taught me a lot. When I first opened, he was the first person to come in and talk to me and say, hey, if you need something, you let me know. Nobody else had done that. No other cigar lounge owner at the time did that for me. And so even now I can call Tim, hey, look, I need this, or what do you think about this? Because we all go through ups and downs. You got your good times, you got your bad times, and that's in any business. But January, February, there's just slow months. After Christmas, that shit shuts down. And COVID almost killed us.
Yeah, I wanted to get into that too.
COVID, what saved me with COVID was my patio. My patio saved me because we had to close. But I would open like from 4 to 8 that you can come and get cigars, but you could smoke on the patio. And not all the lounges didn't have patios, so a lot of them had to actually close.
Wow.
The patio saved me.
Wow.
So, visionaries, if you're listening, right, and you're right, I'll love it 10 toes down because it gets to a certain point, and I'm sure you'll agree, where you ultimately got to make the commitment yourself, whether it's from a sweat equity standpoint, a financial standpoint. Like, you ultimately got to be 110% committed to whatever it is you're trying to get done before you can really expect anybody else to help you.
Exactly. Because
what's going to happen is whether you're dealing with investors or any outside entity, the first question somebody's going to ask, or first thing they're going to look at is like, okay, well, how invested are you in this?
Exactly.
Like, is this a hobby for you, or are you really talking about trying to make this happen?
Right.
And sometimes it works out better for you if you're invested all the way in, because then you get to where you are. I don't need any of the outside entities.
Right.
I finance this myself. I don't owe anybody anything.
Right.
So I am truly in charge of my own ship.
Right.
And to further the point, you were talking about like, okay, once you realize you swiped all those credit cards, like, oh, this is for real. I love books. And one of my favorite books is The Art of War, and there's a section there that's called Being on Death Ground. And it's basically when you place your soldiers, if you will, i.e. yourself, in a situation where it's either you fight or you die. And It's called Death Ground. Like, burn the boats, like either this is going to work or we're not going to get back home.
Right.
And I love the fact you're willing to go there in order to make it happen.
I had to.
But I think I think people understand that in concepts. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You got to live it. If you're really,
when
if you're
you're in
really
that
dedicated
moment-
to doing it, you got to
But here's
live
the
it.
deal.
You gotta live it.
You're in
and
that
I'm
moment.
living it now.
You're
Shit.
in that moment, and you've got $50,000 out on credit on 5 different credit cards or whatever that is, right? How you navigate those particular waters is different from me saying, "Oh, okay, I'm just going to throw everything on a credit card." See, there's tons of great podcasts that are out there, and there's YouTube and all this other stuff, right? But now you're at that moment. You got X amount of dollars tied up, all credit cards maxed
Right.
out. We get that from a concept,
Yep.
like from a conceptual perspective, right? Now, what do you do in that pool? What do you do in those waters? So, I'm curious. Now that you all the way in, you fully committed, right? No, there's no divesting. What does that moment feel like?
Overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming because you don't know if it's going to work. All you know is I'm in debt. And I did this myself, but I believed in myself enough to know God's going to work this out for me. That's all I knew. Yeah. I wouldn't tell everybody go out and charge your shit up to open your business. But if that's what you have to do, that's what you have to do. Because I'm in a different industry. And it's hard getting funded when you're dealing with tobacco. It's hard getting funded when you're dealing with alcohol. And I've been in this business 7 years, and I still don't have money. I still never got money from the bank because I didn't need it. After the 6 months, it's like, hell, I don't need you now. Mm-hmm. I needed you when I was trying to get started.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And what a blessing that was.
That's been a blessing.
You know what I mean?
And every day hasn't been good. You make those sacrifices. It's like, okay, do I do this week or do I do that this week? You're juggling. You're still juggling, but you don't owe everybody.
Yep.
So obviously with us having the podcast, right? I'm on Instagram and things along that nature, and I'm always looking for motivational quotes or reels and things along that nature. I heard one the other day that said, "The moment that you feel that you are buried, understand that you have just been planted."
I like that.
That's so deep.
It's the truth.
It's so deep.
It's the truth. It's if you think about if you're trying to build, we'll use the analogy, if you're trying to build a football stadium, as high up as that stadium goes, that's how deep they had to dig for the foundation and the beams and all that or whatnot.
Yeah.
So you're exactly right. If you feel like, oh man, I'm buried, I'm snowed under, like, no, you've been planted, and keep doing what you're supposed to do in order to grow
and
turn into the tree that you want to be.
Yeah.
It's going to grow.
So you're on the cusp of celebrating your 7 years. You mentioned it a couple times, and we certainly want to say respect.
Thank you. Thank you.
Big ups to you on that. We're knocking on the door of our 5th year anniversary.
Congratulations to you too. So you understand my struggle.
We do.
Yes.
We do. Before we get into that, visionaries, check out this clip for the 4th annual Vision Lab Podcast Golf Classic, presented by fmtrades.com. All right, so listen, 4th annual Vision Lab Podcast Golf Classic. You guys saw the reel. If you're not on YouTube, go to www.visionlabgolf.eventbrite.com. We'd love to see you guys out there. It's going to be an absolutely amazing event. Remember, the proceeds go to benefit the Leukemia Lymphoma Society as well as the Alzheimer's Association. So we're just trying to do our part, and we can't do it without you guys. So come smoke a stick with us. Come play a round of golf with us. We'd love to have you out there for some Texas barbecue. Now, before the commercial break, we're all in this kind of celebratory Gemini season, right? First of all, amazing, and big ups and kudos to you 7 years in the game. When we know that historically, most businesses don't survive after the first year. And then just to compound it and make it a little bit more challenging or fun, however you want to look at it, there's this little bitty thing called coronavirus that jumped into the mix. It's about your third going into your fourth year. So I just want to say big ups to you and respect to you for what you've done in the southern sector as a black female business owner. And I want to give you your flowers right now.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I receive it.
How does it feel to have weathered some storms? Because who knows what's around the bend.
All right.
But to be here in this moment.
Blessed. I'm blessed.
Yeah.
Because I saw a lot of businesses shut down after COVID. And I'm talking large corporations. And I'm considered a brick and mortar.
Yeah.
And I just think God saw fit for me to survive it. And I'm still standing. And I can't give anyone else the praise but him. I mean, it is what it is. And I am so blessed to be here 7 years.
That's an accomplishment in itself.
In itself. I didn't even know. Honestly, guys, when I opened up, I didn't even see 7 years down the line when I opened. I just knew this is what I wanted to do. And I knew I loved what I was doing. Never knowing, thinking, okay, where would I be in 7 years? Hell, we're still here. And we're planning on 7 more years, hopefully open up more cigar lounges. So it's just, you had to make some adjustments because of COVID. We all did. What set us back some, but we're still good. We're still holding. So 7 years to be able to say, we've done this, same staff.
What?
That's a blessing.
Same staff.
Congrats to you.
There's a word. We've visited, I don't even know how many lounges.
A bunch. We've been everywhere.
Yeah, we've been.
I bet y'all have.
But to have the same staff with very limited turnover, that speaks volumes to you as a business owner, you as a boss, the way that you're running your operation. And I'm telling you from our seat, that's unheard of. When I know that
we've
lounges,
been to a lot of places and then you walk in, like, oh, who's this person? They'd be like, oh, I just brought them in. So yes, kudos to you.
That's huge. Why do you think your staff? And we'll get back to celebrating, right? Because there's something in your hand I want to talk about. But why do you think you've been able to maintain the same staff or the same core of a staff over 7 years?
The love we have for one another, the respect we have for one another, and they have been so dedicated to me, but I'm dedicated to them as well. I don't walk around like, oh, I'm this. It's none of that. We're in this together. We clean together. We do everything together. I'm no better than them. The difference is I pay the bills. We're doing the same thing. And they show me so much love, and I show that back to them. And so I appreciate them, and after 7 years still being here, I figure they appreciate me too. Nobody's perfect, and we disagree, but we agree to disagree, if that makes sense.
It's called being an adult.
It is. There you go. That's what it's called, being an adult. And it's been a blessing.
When I hear having the same staff, for 7 years, the first thing I think about is family, right? You argue, you tiff, you fight, you tussle at times.
Yes, you do.
Those type of things. But what allows it to never go outside of, what, I'm taking this personally. Like you're attacking Cuff at me as a person. Like, how are you able to keep that just within the confines of, hey, we disagree, but I still love you?
It's about how you deliver it, and it's all about respect. What I never do, and I don't believe in, is say a customer come in and they disagree with my manager or one of the staff members, I'm not going to go against my staff in front of them.
Customer's not always right.
Customer's not always right.
But there's a way to handle it, though. I love it.
It's a way to handle everything. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And if I feel that they were wrong or something didn't go right, well, we'll talk about it later, but we're not going to talk about it here because I got your back no matter what. I'm with you 10 toes down because I know you got my back. And my staff, they're not ones that's going to go out and be disrespectful to people anyway. That's just not who we are. You ever heard of Cheers? Smoking
Oh,
Jacket is like Cheers. Everybody know your name. You know, it's like it's family, and so we are truly family, and not by blood, but we're family just by love. And they come and they show love, and my members are like my family. I got members that are still here since the day I opened. That's a blessing, because people, they go to different lounges, and I have members that have memberships at other lounges, and they still make Smoking Jacket their home lounge. That's a blessing to me. They don't have to do that. People don't have to do that. And the same thing with my staff. They don't have to be here. They choose to be here. For one, I'm going to pay you. When I didn't eat, hell, I made sure you ate. And that's real talk, you know, because there were those days, you know, got to pay the damn credit card bill. So I'm not going to get anything this week. But my staff, knock on wood, 7 years, I've never had to say, damn, Roz didn't pay us. I'm going to take care of my people. I'll always take care of my people because they take care of me.
Love that. So you got something over there in your left hand, and I didn't know. Otherwise, we would have blessed the humidor and got that. But let's talk about what you got in your hand, because this is starting to be like a thing that I'm seeing around with a lot of the lounges.
It is so amazing, guys. When I first started the cigar game, there were really no black-owned cigar companies with their own line. You just didn't see that. And now it's so many minorities starting their own cigar line. That's amazing. It's so many now because it's growing, you know, and I decided I wanted to get a cigar that was perfect for Smoking Jacket. So I did. This particular one I'm smoking now is a sun-grown. I have sun-grown, I have Connecticut, I have a double Maduro, I have a triple Ligero. I have different cigars from mild to full body. And when you go in different lounges now, a lot of them have their own lines or the black-owned lines. And again, that was something that was just unheard of when we started this 7 years ago.
Big facts.
That's it. Yeah.
There's, you know, we record over at Astute Gentleman.
Shout out to OG.
Cigar Lounge. Shout out to the OG himself.
Oh, yes.
And you know, he's got his line. I know some other folks. I'm not going to put their business out there, but they're working on some stuff. So, talk to us about your stick. What are we looking at here?
That's what I was just telling him. I was like, this is my sun-grown, and I have Connecticut sun-grown. I have double Ligero, triple Ligero, double Maduro. I have different cigars, different sizes. All my cigars are 12. And they are amazingly good. And I need you to come and try them.
Oh, by all means.
Okay, so you've got some different faces here.
That's a Connecticut.
I'm going to put these up for the camera to see. And by the way, if you're listening online, you're working out, and you're in the car, check that out. So get to YouTube, check out this video. So we got the Connecticut and the sun-grown. Okay, you wanted the Connecticut?
Give me that Connecticut, please, sir.
So I got to smoke with you. I'm gonna put the My Fathers out because they get plenty of love as it is. But what inspired you to come out with a Smoking Jacket?
I guess like people say, everybody else was doing it. Why I can't smell so well?
Put my hat in the ring.
Yeah. If everybody else can do it, I can too. And then I had a roller. It was like, do you have your own line? Let's roll for you. And here we are.
What was that process like?
I got so high. Because it comes with so many different...
That's the second time you talked about getting high.
Yeah, let me tell you.
Switch this podcast up to something else?
Oh, no, nothing else. No, because I had to try different blends, right? And I'm more of a Connecticut, mild, medium body cigar smoker. When I smoke full body, chances are I'm at home. I want to be in my right mind, you know, when I'm here.
You got the time to kill.
Yeah, because when I'm here, I have to stay focused. And when he came in, we were trying different blends, and you know, I love Nicaraguan. You know, that was my thing. I was like, I want everything. It got to be Nicaraguan. I want Connecticut. I want this because everybody likes something different, and I had to learn. That was one of the things I had to learn. It wasn't about what I liked. It was about what the customers like, because everybody like a different smoke. There you go. You ready to like? Oh no, you got.
No, you're good.
You go. Okay.
This one here is full body. No question about it. It's right there, and it's softer though.
Like a triple Lahara.
Yeah, and I'm a big Nicaraguan. Like that's my thing, and then I would go Dominican after that.
I me too.
Yeah. Very. And I've just lit it, but.
And thank you for your support. I appreciate
Absolutely.
that.
We appreciate
Absolutely.
you.
I appreciate it.
Like I said, when we always try to bless the humidor,
Thank you.
because that's important, right?
Right.
And shout out to EB for giving us game on that. Like, a lot of people seeing the ability to buy online, and I get it. During COVID, it probably made sense at
Right,
that
right.
time, but we've been in the game for a minute, right? And we understand that this is what pays the rent.
That's what pays the rent.
You know, this is what pays your staff.
Exactly.
And so we certainly want to make sure that we are blessing the humidor. But thus far it's good.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
And
let
that,
me-
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No.
So allow me to switch gears for a second, right? You got this beautiful lounge. You got your own stick. And you talked earlier in regards to like you having to basically go all in once the bank kind of went sideways on you. In the midst of all that, once you say, okay, I'm going to make this transition from owning salons and barbering and all that, what was the original vision for what is now Smoking Jackets?
The original vision was in Waxahachie. I had I bought my brother-in-law out, but it was a small house.
Okay.
And I just knew at the time I wanted something bigger. I
Okay.
wanted something better. And I said, I want something with upstairs. I always wanted upstairs.
I love
always
this,
wanted.
too.
Thank you. I wanted upstairs for my members because my business is always based around my members because that's who pay the bills. That's who keep this thing going. And that was my vision. And I said, well, in 5 years, I want to open up another one, maybe in another city. But within the time I've opened, in the 5 years, COVID kicked in, and not to mention so many other lounges is opening up. They're everywhere. It's like a church, they're on every corner. You know what I mean?
Church, liquor store.
Yeah, church, liquor store, check cashing.
Yeah.
They're on every corner now. And so I'm still have that vision to open another one, but it may not be in Dallas. I'm not sure where we're going to go with it because a lot of things have transpired since 16. But that was the vision, was to have more and to get more buses, the party bus. So that has been great. And we've just been certified as a minority-owned business, woman-owned business. So finally got those certificates. And we're pushing forward, trying to do bigger and better things. I still want to be here, but I want to do something different.
So for those that are watching online or listening, right? Why don't you describe the atmosphere? And before you do that, let me say this. I've been here 4 times, something to that effect. First time I came here, I spent 6 hours here.
I remember the first day
Yeah.
you were here and you called me. You were like, we need to get out there.
We need to get out here for sure. And so I went downstairs, and there's kind of like a little back room or whatever, and I just posted up, worked, and you were gracious, or your staff was gracious. But talk to our visionaries and what they can expect when they come into Smoking Jacket.
When you come into Smoking Jacket, you should expect a friendly welcome. We have 3 areas downstairs is open seating. Members is upstairs is a private area. After COVID, I had to get creative. We went 24 hours for the members, so everyone renewed, and it's busy in here. You may come here at 7 in the morning, someone's here, because everybody work schedule is different. We have people that work here, work from here rather. When we close on Saturday night at 12 or 1, whichever.
However the night goes.
They're here to 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. So the members love that. And so when you come in, I want you to have a great experience. If you don't know about cigars, we're going to train you. We're going to teach you. I've trained my staff to teach you about cigars. You want something mild. You want flavor. What do you like? What do you normally like to smoke? I want them to have a great experience and not just buy a cigar and you give it to them. We're going to cut your cigar. We're going to light your cigar. Whatever it is that you need us to help you with the cigar. If you don't know how to smoke it, I'm going to show you how to smoke your cigar. I want it to be a great experience, especially your first time. I never want to give a person a full-body cigar. They've never had a cigar. That'll turn you off.
Fuck your life up.
They'll never want to smoke again. And so, and we're BYOB.
Right.
Yeah, we're BYOB, so you bring your liquor. We sell setups and Sprite, Coke, cranberry, pineapple water. Those are the things, the mixers. But it has been great, and the members have been amazing. The members usually upstairs, but they're always downstairs. Just where the action is, downstairs. So they're everywhere. But we have 3 areas that open seating. We have an area that they can rent out if they want to do a party. The patio is always open. Our policy is buy a cigar or pay 10. Respect the business. Come in and support the business. You cannot go to someone's business and hang out and think it's okay and not spend money.
Right.
We're in business to make money. I'm not a nonprofit organization. I'm a profitable business, and that's how I run it. And when people come here and they want to hang out, I'm sorry, it's business. Buy a cigar, pay 10. And we get that on the weekends, and people say, well, I don't smoke. You don't have to. $10.
Yep.
What is $10 when you can bring your own liquor and hang out as long as you want? I'm not going to put you out until we close, and then the patio is open. I control the lights out there, so I keep the lights on 24 hours. So when we close here, non-members, they go outside and finish their cigars on the patio.
What a blessing it is to have that patio.
Oh, God, thank you. Yes. That's that cold. Oh, Lord. That saves me, I tell you.
And I'm trying to remember, Mo, if there is another 2-story structure that we've been to.
Off the top of my head, the only one I can think of is Good Karma, because they got stairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Fort Worth.
Okay.
Fort Worth.
And they got a
but
great
that's a
establishment, too.
house.
Yeah, it's a house.
But I love that.
But
I love that
but they're
concept.
awesome too.
Like
Shout
I
out
told
to the
you,
folks
yeah.
of Good Karma.
Yeah, Good Karma's dope. But what to me, I guess what stands out is that 2-story feel.
Right.
There's TVs up here. There's awesome artwork. You guys can look behind Roz and see the painting and whatnot. Plenty of seating.
Oh, yes.
You got a bar behind where you are right now, with equipped with like glasses
for
and
the members,
ice
right.
and everything else. And obviously, like you said, it's BYOB. Very clean environment.
Thank you.
It's not very smoky in here. How many times have we been to spots where it's just like, your eyes, and Adam's laughing over there, but
Yeah,
because
Adam doesn't smoke.
like that. And so you go in there and there's no ventilation.
Yeah.
So this is just so. And then the ambiance, the lighting is right.
Thank
I'm sure
you.
you have the ability to dim it, make it brighter,
Right.
so on and so forth. But I think I've seen about 15 TVs in here or so.
Yeah, it's about 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's great, especially
Football season is
football
crazy.
season's
I can
got to
only
be crazy.
imagine.
NBA
Oh my
playoffs.
God. It's crazy football season because you got TVs everywhere, and we try to put them on different channels.
Yep.
For because and what I do upstairs is I let the members control the TVs upstairs. Now when the Cowboys playing, I control. Hey, it's the Cowboys. I don't care who's playing. You're gonna watch what I watch. No. That's the only time I throw my weight. But the members can pretty much control the TV. So a lot of them are mirrored to one another.
Yeah.
So they can, if they're watching something up here, they can watch it downstairs. So we try to do that so everybody get a chance to watch whatever it is that they want to see on TV.
I love it. I love it.
Let me ask you something, Roz, because we're really getting to know each other. First of all, going through the bank turning left on you, going through COVID, everything that you experience as a female, woman of color, business owner in a man's world. What have you learned about yourself?
Oh, good question.
I'm stronger than I thought. When I first started, I was a nice person. And I'm still nice. But I had to learn to say no and still smile at you. I can tell you no and say, you want to go eat? There was a time that I wanted to please everybody. And I learned in this business, in any business, you can't please everybody. You got to do what's best for you. Because everybody can come in your ear and tell you should do this, and do that. But they're not giving you any money. They're just giving you ideas. And everybody's entitled to their opinion. But the only opinion that really matters is yours. I learned that I can be mean and nice at the same damn time. And I'm stronger than I thought I was.
And then ultimately, you found the buck stops with you.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it does. Yeah.
What does that? And I want to get back to Smoking Jacket itself, but I'm curious since we're in the space right now. What does that look like? Knowing that, because before, as a barber, it's just you.
Right.
but now you're responsible for other people's livelihood. So now knowing that the responsibility,
So you got to make the right choices, because I got 5 people that I take care of. You know, when I say take care of, I mean I pay them to be here. And I got to make the right decision so they can stay here. But they also understand that we have rules here. They understand that people can't just come in here and hang out. If I don't get paid, you can't get paid. It's, at the end of the day,
It's a business.
business. Don't take this shit personal. It's business. And that's what I had to learn too. I learned that about myself. Everything isn't personal. It's just business decisions. That it may hurt you personally, but it's still a business decision that I had to make, you know, and that's just where we are.
So 7 years, June 3rd. 7 years, June 3rd. What's happening? I mean, you got an announcement, so let's get into that.
June 3rd is our 7th year anniversary, and we're doing it big. We're going to go out to Joe Pool Lake on the Lynn Creek side. We have the Shelter 3, which is Pavilion 3, and we're going to be there from 2 to 9. You can get your tickets only at Smoking Jacket. Come by and pick up your ticket, because you have to have a band, and I'm cutting it off at a certain number, and we're going to have, can't do bands out there, but we're going to have a DJ out there. We're going to probably do... No, actually, we're going to bring somebody in. I want him to enjoy himself as well.
Okay.
We're going to do casino night, volleyball. We're just going to have a really good time. We have food trucks that's going to be out there. I want the people to come out and enjoy themselves, because I don't want my staff to have to work. I want them to just come and relax, because every anniversary, we're so busy. They work. They don't get to enjoy. This year, I want them to enjoy the fruit of our labor. That's what it's about.
I love
Celebrating.
it. I love it. Again, just tremendous amount of respect. Big ups to you for crushing it and being a staple in the southern sector, being a place where of refuge, so to speak, right, where people can come, relax. I mean, if y'all can probably hear it, like they're having a great time downstairs as we record. And no, like that's the way it should be, right? Like we want people, you know, doing what they would normally do.
Come in and smoke and enjoy themselves. Yeah.
That's what cigars are all
It's
about.
home away from home for a lot of people. I have members, guys, that we're open 7 days a week. I got members that's here at least 5, sometimes 7, every day. It's like they come, they get a stick, they come, they chill, they just come and just congregate, you know, because this is what we do. It's family. And everything, the funny thing about any cigar lounge you go to, it doesn't matter how expensive the cigar is. It doesn't matter how cheap the cigar is. We got one thing in common.
Boom.
Absolutely.
It's the cigar.
Boom.
This is the greatest conversation piece ever, and that's a cigar. I have sat next to people that's homeless. I have sat next to millionaires, and you don't know that, because there's one thing. We're talking about the same thing, and that's a stick. More deals are made in cigar lounges, golf courses. You would be amazed how many friendships have grown here or started here, how many marriages here, myself included. You know what I mean? Because it's just a place where people can come, unwind, relax, enjoy themselves, and be themselves. You're not putting on airs. You're just being you. And again, not trying to tell anybody how to smoke a stick. Just come in and get what works for you. Somebody might like flavor. Someone might like full body. At this table right now, we have a flavor. We got a mild. We got a medium. We got a full body. Everybody likes something different. But at the end of the day, it's all about...
I gotta give you credit. You're a Smoking Jacket cigar, and I got the big boy, right? It's hitting and it's good. It's perfect for the occasion, a celebratory occasion. 7 years in the game.
7 years in the game.
I
Look
love
at
it.
God.
Amen.
Won't he do it?
All the time.
All the time.
So we would be remiss as we get ready to land the plane, Pete. We would be remiss if we didn't give you the opportunity. You can look in that camera over there and tell all the visionaries how can they get a hold of you, what's your location, website, all that fun stuff.
We're at 1435 North Highway 67, Suite 100 here in Cedar Hill. We are on Facebook at Smoking Jackets Cigar Lounge. We're on Instagram at Smoking Jacket LLC, and the same with Twitter, Smoking Jacket LLC. You can reach us at 972-291-2929. 585-2557. Come in, smoke a stick. If you want to rent the bus out and just come and we take you around the city of Dallas-Fort Worth, give us a call. We can take you to the airport. We can take you to Shreveport. It doesn't matter where you want to go. You drink, you smoke, we drive. Come and see us.
Visionaries, y'all make sure if you're in the southern sector, right, come by and holler at Roz at Smoking Jacket. I promise you, you're going to have an excellent time. Guys, ladies back there kicking it, doing it big for the playoffs right now. But this has been absolutely amazing, P.
Well, it is that time to land the plane.
Yes, sir.
So it's the last part of the show, Roz. We asked these last couple of questions to everybody on the show. The first question is there's a imaginary round table. It's you, and you get 5 other seats. Who are the 5 other people you want at your table? And the only stipulation we put on it is that you can't have God at your table because that's too easy. Or Jesus. Or whoever you believe in.
I would have, alive or not alive.
Dead or alive. Dead or alive.
George Burns.
Ooh.
Can we drink to that?
Yeah,
Can
that's the first time we ever heard
Really?
that.
I would have Steve Harvey. I would have.
By the way, Steve Harvey's got a seat at my table now, too, bro.
Right.
That's my goal. I would have John Travolta.
Who?
John Travolta. I would.
You get fucked up. Listen to your list.
I would have. Clint Eastwood.
Oof. Look at Roz coming through.
And I would have Denzel Washington.
That's
a very, very interesting
Clint
table.
Eastwood. I'm interested in Clint Eastwood and John Travolta.
Why?
Clint Eastwood was a cigar smoker. I always liked his acting skills, but I liked his interviews, how he always interviewed. And George Burns was the same. He always smoked a cigar.
Yeah, he did.
Always had a cigar.
That dude went on Johnny Carson with a cigar.
That was in his contracts. Every contract, any movie, he had to have a cigar. I love that guy. John Travolta, I always loved his movies. And I was blessed 3 years ago to do I did an event with him.
Wow.
And one of the pictures is down there. We did an event from my bus when he did his movie, what was the name? Gotti. When he did the movie Gotti, they did a movie premiere and they rented my bus. And I had a chance to talk to him and meet with him, and it was amazing. And I'd love to have him to sit down and talk to me again.
Shout out to John Travolta.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very nice guy.
We've never heard that on the show.
Yeah, it's a pretty good table, Ross.
Yeah, I like it. Interesting though, you didn't say any women.
Those are the ones that I think about. It's no disrespect to any women, but yeah.
But you started your career in a male dominated industry.
So everything,
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting.
And I would love to get knowledge from Denzel Washington. I would just love to sit down and just pick his brain on life lessons. I would love that.
I think it's a great table. Roz, what's the long-term vision? And I'm going to allow you to answer this question either from the perspective of Roz or from the perspective of Smoking Jacket, however you want to answer it. What's the long-term vision for you?
To open more Smoking Jackets. To franchise. That's the goal, is to franchise, to help other people do what I'm doing and do it better. Because it's not just about me. It's about other people too. That's the goal. I want to bless other people.
Amen.
I want to bless other people.
I love it.
Yeah, because, and I'm not going to say there was no one there for me, but I was kind of on my own, and if it's somebody I can help,
bridge that gap.
Let me do that.
And that's your responsibility.
Yeah. That is.
It is.
When you've been blessed, you have to be a blessing to somebody else.
With great power comes great responsibility. So I fervently believe that.
Yeah.
I've got 2 more questions for you. If you were a book, what would the name of your book be? What would be the title of your book?
The Life and Time of Roz.
The Life and Time of Roz. I like it. I like it. All right, so in case you didn't know, we have a magical time machine here in the Vision Lab. Okay, we brought it here to Smoking Jacket. What advice would Roz be giving herself from 5 years ago?
Believe in yourself. Use other people's money other than your own. That's why it's there. Trust your instinct. What else would I tell Roz 5 years ago? Kind of like don't listen to what everybody say, because that shit can lead you somewhere you don't want to. You don't want to be.
And that could be good or bad.
Exactly.
Don't believe the hype, and don't believe everything that everything
because
that's negative.
Everybody can tell you how to do something, but until you failed at something, you can't tell me shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, a wise man we do business with said it a couple weeks ago. He said, "Don't let the opinion of others be your reality."
That's true, because you can't tell me something if you've never failed at anything, because it's always been good for you. It hadn't always been good for me. When you lose something and you can come back and get it again, that says a lot about you. You didn't give up. You didn't give up.
That's a word. That's a word.
And you can't give up. It's not a falling down. Hell, we all fall down. It's how long are you going to stay down? And you can't do a pity party.
Come on, Ross.
Either I'm going to sink or swim. Sometimes I'm floating, but I'm not sinking. And I'm going to stand on that.
I love that. Sink or swim.
Yeah.
All right, so that's kind of the easy question, right? Now, we're going to make you a little bit older, so forgive us, okay? You're 5 years older now. What version of Roz, that version of Roz, what advice is she giving you today in June of 2023 or May of 2023?
5 years older, I would have said you should have got married younger. Shit, you should have got married younger. Should have probably invested more and not just stocks or whatever. And invested more, got married younger. What else? Because in 5 years I'd be 60, so I'd be telling my 55-year-old self, live life to the best, because you got more years behind you than you have ahead of you.
That's real. That's 100% real. Well, Roz, listen, this has been an absolute pleasure.
It has been my pleasure
having you.
And I thank you guys for coming on this side of town.
No. Thank you for opening up your lounge. The beautiful humidor, a lot of sticks, a lot of selection, and big ups to you for now having your own cigar as well.
Thank you.
Remember, visionaries, each one of our guests are dropping nuggets of wisdom here on the Trail of Life. Ultimately, my friends, it's up to you to pick them up.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ryan Mosley. He is Ryan Cuffey. Thank you again to our guest, Roz Stafford-Grady, the owner of Smoking Jackets Cigar Lounge. Again, the address here is 1435 Highway 67, Suite 100 here in Cedar Hill. And we will see you guys next time on another great episode of the Vision Lab Podcast.
Blessings.